All right, hello everyone, and peace of Christ, all of you. Please invite your friends. And it is the morning for some people. Good afternoon, good evening, depend where are you. Uh, you know, uh, when you read the Muslims articles about Allah, one of the things they claim that their God is all knowledgeable, and actually the Quran keeps saying that all over. He is always all knowledgeable. Uh, but me myself, I could not find anything knowledgeable about this God. So we'll try not to make the video long. We'll try to keep it short. Anyone can claim to be knowledgeable. And what I notice that Muslims usually their knowledge is based on repeating, not about knowing. As an example, if you ask a Muslim about the Quran, he might be able to recite verses for you, but he do not even know what they are saying, and you don't even understand the language. So here we have a knowledge which is a blind knowledge, which means you know nothing. It's like actually the Quran said something which is interesting. Present to me Muslims and present to me Muhammad. Look what the Quran says. Let me find the verse. Chapter 62, verse number 5. It is that this is about the similarity of those who carry books in their back, but they are donkeys. Do you see it? So there is many people, they carry books. The translation here is not really, it's funny, kind of funny. Let's change the translator. You will see right away that the Quran here, as if it is speaking about those who claim to have knowledge in Islam. Each time I debate any of them, I notice this is why I use the word donkey, and some of you maybe is not in favor of such a word. But the Quran itself using it. If the Muslim here complain about me using the word donkey, well, that's mean your prophet and your God is rude. If somebody carry books, but he cannot understand them, and he do not even know how to read them, but he can recite them, obviously he is a donkey. Unless you are a Muslim and you don't agree with your own book. And actually, I noticed that the first donkey we encounter when we speak about donkeys is the one who wrote the Quran. I cannot say this is Allah because I believe Allah does not exist and he never wrote a word there. As an example, if you read a chapter like this, let us find the verse. All right. Chapter 66, verse number 3. Chapter 66, verse number 3. When the Prophet disclosed a matter in confidence to one of his consorts, and she then delivered the secret to other women, and Allah made it known to him, he confirmed part therefore, and he did not confirm the other part. I mean, or did not receive the other part, or did not know the other part. I mean, if you read this verse, I mean, this is the most silly, stupid verse ever. If Muhammad is the one, he is the one who mentioned the secret. How this is a secret? And Allah told him the secret. He is the one who told his wife. Imagine I say to you, I told my wife something, And then my wife, she told my other wife what I told my wife. And then the other wife, she told the other wife, and the other wife told the other wife. And then Allah told me the secret. But I am the one who said the secret. Do you see how much Allah is all knowing? So now Allah is the one who told Muhammad the secret which he said first time to his wives. What secret is that? If you go and read the Muslim interpretation, you will find something very funny. This is Ibn Kathir. And by the way, Ibn Kathir in English is not the same as Ibn Kathir in Arabic. This is the page of Ibn Kathir translating this, the Ibn Kathir translation, or let us say interpretation. You will not find where it says what it says in Arabic. If we go to Arabic, you will see that this is about Muhammad speaking about something, disclose a matter of confidence. And you will see how the Muslims, they fabricate lies, and especially when they translate in English. In English, the Arabic, the Ibn Kathir is totally different from Arabic one. Here they are saying that the Prophet, he told his wives that he is drinking honey. In Ibn Kathir in Arabic, it says that the Prophet was having sex with a woman. She is the slave in the bed of his wife. Both of them, they are Ibn Kathir. Which one is the true? So look what happened. In the Ibn Kathir in English, they delete all this part. Let me show you. All this part is taken off from Ibn Kathir. And they left the part which is speaking about the honey. Here it says in Arabic that the wives of Muhammad, they found Muhammad having sex with his slaves in their bedrooms. And the wife, she said to Muhammad, Ay Rasulullah fi bayti wa ala firashi, O Prophet of Allah, in my house and in my bed. And here we ask ourselves, why in Ibn Kathir in English all of this is taken off? Because Muslims, they always try to hide the truth. This is why I say, when somebody learn Islam from English translation, he learned nothing. Are we following? If you are a person who learn Islam from English translation, you do learn zero. Especially if the translator is a Muslim. Honesty is not there. Now, imagine if the wives of Muhammad, they are fighting over Muhammad having drinking honey. What that is a business, what is a big deal for Allah to make a verse about it? I mean, how silly does God, the one who created the galaxies, he have time to talk and to discuss that Muhammad, he don't like honey? What is that? And look how the statement is. So the Prophet, he told his wife, and the wife, she told the other wife, and the wife, she told the other wife, and then the news came back to the Prophet, and Allah informed the Prophet about what the wives are saying, but he is the one who told them the secret. The Quran, not only a silly book, it's a stupid book. Allah knows best. As an example, who is the one who knows what is inside the womb? Only Allah. Only Allah knows if it is male or female. But we know that Muhammad, when he made this verse, he never thought that time will come and people not only can know what the baby will be in advance, but even they can decide the gender of the baby. Allah knows that which every female birth, and that which the womb absorb, and that which they grow, and everything with him is in measured. But how Allah he knew what is in the baby? What did it say? What is the gender of the baby? If you remember, just today we mentioned that Muhammad he said, if the man have orgasm first, the baby will be a boy. If the woman have orgasm, the baby will be a girl. So we notice that all the connection about Allah all-knowing, especially when speaking about science or things, etc., is nothing but garbage and have nothing to do with the truth. It's just an empty statement that Allah he knows. What Allah he knows? Nothing. We discuss, we study, we find that Allah not only he do not know, Allah is a liar. Allah knows how the baby is made in the Quran, so he said the sperm became a congealed blood, the congealed blood became a lump, and the lump became a bones, and then Allah he closed the bones, which is absolutely false. But the knowledge of Allah go beyond stupidity. Because you notice that the knowledge of Allah is taken from the knowledge of somebody else. As an example, you remember we have a guy who called me just 2 days ago. He claimed he called himself Ustaz from Nigeria. When we spoke about Dhul Qurnayn, he said they are asking thee about Dhul Qurnayn in chapter 18 verse number 83. I will tell you something nobody knows. And then Allah told us that Dhul Qurnayn is a person, Allah himself, who gave him the power to control the world, and this is Alexander the Great. And then he followed a road. That's fantastic. And then he found where the sun set, and he found it sitting in a murky water. That is a knowledge nobody knows. So Allah for sure, only he know this, that the sun set in the murky water, and he found it there. And we explained to you that the Muslim, in order to avoid the embarrassment here, they say, oh, it's looked like he saw it in a murky water. It's not. The one is talking here is not even Zulqarnain. The one is talking is Allah, and he's reporting exactly what happened. He found it, not he saw it, not he saw as if it is. He found it sitting in a muddy water. Then he changed the direction, the man Alexander the Great, until he reached the rising place of the sun. So the sun have a place where the sun rise. This is not only stupid knowledge, this is beyond stupidity. So Allah he confirmed to us that there is a setting place for the sun, there is a rising place for the sun, but all of us, we knew that the sun rise everywhere and the sun set everywhere, and by the way, the sun never set and never rise. I can accept that as a phrase we say every day, the sun rise, but in reality the sun never rise. It is the earth going around itself. And we showed you before how Muhammad explained that the sun goes every day from the east to the west and then prostrate itself at the throne of Allah and go in the muddy water. This is why Muhammad he said in the hadith that the sun sit in the muddy water. And for sure Muhammad when he said that, he got this knowledge from Allah. So this is knowledge nobody knows, that the sun set in the murky water. Additional to that, Allah his knowledge go beyond imagination. So Allah can tell you what will happen to you tomorrow, but Allah always fail. As an example, Allah he said to the Muslims that if one of you, 100 of you, with patient can fight 1,000, and then the Muslims, they went to war, as we see in chapter 8 verse number 65. They went to war and they could not make it. The promise of Allah was shish kebab. Allah is not all-knowing. So you will see here Allah, he is correcting himself. So he say, as you see in the screen, right away after they came from the battle and they got busted, Allah, he said, now Allah, he found that you have a weakness. Now he found the weakness you have. So the weakness Allah did not know. Before Allah was sure. He says, O Prophet of Allah, urge the faithful to fight, to kill. If there are 20 among them with determination, they will vanquish 200. And if there are 100, they will vanquish 1,000. That's wonderful. This is mean 1 to 10. 1 to 10. And here you will see it says, and by the way, translation is not right. In Arabic it says Al-ana khafafa Allahu ankum, and now, for in the moment, Allah, he lighten your task. But we will read the translation as it is. God has lightened your burden as he knows you are weak. Okay, hold on. So when Allah, he gave them this order, he do not know. And look how they fabricate the translation in Arabic. It doesn't say Allah has burdened your like your task because he knows that you are weak. It says Al-ana khaffafa Allahu ankum wa alima. Now he knew. We change the translator. This is why we have always to play the game of changing the translator, because no Muslim give you an honest translation. All of them, they do their best to fabricate and to lie and to cover up. Do you see, guys, the word now? In the first translation, the word now was not there. Do you notice now how it appears? Suddenly, it's a magic. All what we did, we just changed the translator. So where was now before? Why now before it disappeared? Now Allah has lightened your burden, and now actually this is not now goes for both. And now he knew that you have a weakness. Okay, hold on. When Allah, he gave them that 100 can fight 1,000, he do not know. So what do you mean now? Allah, now he knew that they have, or he just found out that they have weakness. What is the point? What happened? Why you say to them what 100 can fight 1,000, and now the verse after it right away you say to them, okay, you know what, I think 100 is too much. Now we have to change it. So what is going to happen? 100 can fight 200. So what is the change? From 1 to 10 to 1 to 2. Do you see, guys, the knowledge of Allah? If Allah is all knowledgeable, and he says, and not only about all knowledgeable, by the way, because here it's more than about knowledge. If God, he is God. If he promised me, the Bible says, if God is with me, who could be against me, right? Like this is what it says. So if I am sponsored by God, who care about how many they are? I will be victorious. So here you see Allah, he claimed knowledge, and Allah calculate his numbers. He have a calculator, and he in his calculation, the first calculation numbers he came with, that okay, you Abdul, if you fight, one can kill 10. Then you go to war, your ass get busted. And then they came back and say, Muhammad, what happened? You told us that one of us can fight 10. So Muhammad, he have to come with an answer. So he said, now Allah, he lightened your task, and he now found that you have a weakness. Where is the knowledge of Allah? There is a Muslim who defend Islam? I don't think anyone can defend Islam. They are potatoes. The God who have knowledge, he will not make such a mistake. Secondly, the God who have a power, it doesn't matter how many there are. If God, he promised them victory, they will be victorious. Changing the numbers should not change the fact. And God, he changed the numbers. If you look with me, nothing changed in the requirement. In both requirement, it says here, if they are 20, they will shall overcome 100, and if there's 100, they will overcome 1,000. As long they have steadfast. But the second verse is the same condition, nothing changed. They have the same. The condition is the same. The condition of victory is to steadfast. So where is Allah the all-knowing? Now for sure we can mention tons of mistakes in the history. Even Allah, he could not quote the name of Jesus correctly, the name of Abraham correctly. Once he say Abraham, once he say Ibrahim, once he say Jibril, once he say Gabriel. Mary is the sister of Aaron, the father of Moses is Umran, the father of Mary is Umran, which is stupid. I mean, it's a mist. Haman is the minister of Pharaoh, but Haman is in Iraq. What Haman had to do with the Pharaoh? Luqman is an Egyptian, but Luqman is is an Israeli. Not a single information is true. Now, more of the knowledge of Allah, he speak about things which is full of fictions. As an example, the story of Suleiman and the flying carpet, and Suleiman, he have a bird is missing, and Suleiman looking for a woman, she have hair, no hair in her legs, and Suleiman, he have a Afrit, which is a genie in the ball, and the Afrit, he said to him, I can go and I can get you the throne of this queen in a speed of like before you blink your eye. All those are knowledge of Allah. Nobody knows except him. But if you go and do a little search, we will find that all those stories are coming from the legions of the Jews. The flying carpet, the ring of Suleiman, Suleiman is speaking to the ants, genie serving Suleiman, all those are legions. The Jews, they used to tell them to their kids. Muhammad, he took them and he claimed that this is from the knowledge of Allah. So when we speak about the knowledge of Allah, we find nothing but a mockery to the God of Allah or the God of Islam. And always there is something missing in the stories. Muhammad, because he is copying from the Jews, he do not know what he's talking about. As an example, here it says, the one with whom was the knowledge of the scriptures said. Who is that guy? I will give the Muslim 1,000 years to tell me the name of this guy. Who is this guy who have the knowledge of the scriptures? And he is exist in the time of Suleiman. And if he is the one who have the knowledge of the scripture, so Suleiman was what? Don't you Muslim, you claim that he is a prophet? Who is of them he knows the knowledge of the scriptures? The prophet or someone else? Obviously, the Quran confirmed that this guy is the one who have the knowledge of the scripture, not Suleiman. But yet Suleiman is the prophet supposedly. So the more you read, the more you go through the madness of this cult, you will find that everything there is stupid and it's just collection of fairy tale stories. But yet the Muslims, they claim that Allah have knowledge. Here you will see that this woman, when he arrived to her, and she saw like a big building and looked like a pool, and then she thought it's like water. She should lift her legs up, or let us say her skirt up, And then Sulaiman, he saw that she have a hairy legs and he was disgusted. But don't worry, be happy. The one who did that, it was the trick of the devils, the genie, because they don't want Sulaiman to marry from this woman. So they made her look like she have a growing hair in her legs, and Sulaiman will be disgusted. And obviously, this is from the knowledge of Allah. Allah have a lot of knowledge. Right? And if you continue reading the story, you will see, I mean, you know, and here, uh, you don't, I don't know how many of you have my books. If you read them, you will see the story. The story is getting so amazing. It's so stupid. According to the Muslims, according to Allah and His Prophet, that this woman who have Balqis or Sheba, she was a daughter of a guy who is a minister, and later she became a queen. What happened that this guy, the minister, he did marry from a witch, from a female genie. So his daughter Balqis is half genie, half a human. True story. And the king who used to be the minister working for, he sleep with all the females wives of his ministers. So this minister, he hide that he is married and he have a daughter. And how he married, simply once he was walking and he was, you know, like in the market, a guy, he said to him, why you're not married? He said to him, I cannot really marry. He said to him, why? He said, because I have a king who sleep with the wives of his employees. So the man, he told him, don't worry, I have a daughter and my daughter is a genie. If you marry her, your king cannot do that. And then this woman, to make it simple, like one day the king, he found out about her and he ordered her father to be arrested, and then he came to her house, and then when he came to her palace, she said to him, are you going to enter with your men? That's the shame. You cannot do that. You should come to me alone so we can have sex. So the guy, he entered alone, and when he got alone, she cut his head with her shoe. And obviously shoes, women are dangerous since the beginning of time. And this is why I advise you, if you want to meet women who they are, if you have a date, I mean, don't ever let them go inside the place you are going to, the like coffee shop or something. Don't ever let them get in and they are wearing their shoes, because women's shoes are very dangerous. Now, tons of stories, fabrication, collection of fictions, stupidity, and you know, the Muslims, they believe whatever written there. Now, this is the story was for centuries, and Muslims always they open their mouth when they read those stories. But what the Muslims say is today, after they go to universities and after they learn and they come to the West and they go and in the age of computer, what they do today, they say we reject those stories, but they cannot. As you see, we have the fingerprint all over here. You cannot deny the chapter, you know, all the Quran is nothing but fictions and stupidity. So what you will deny exactly? You will deny the Quran, you will deny Allah, you will deny Muhammad. What you will deny? A king who check his birds and he have a army of birds. A king who heard the ant, and the ant, she was saying to the other ants, hide, otherwise Suleiman will kill you. How the ant, even she knew his name, and ants don't talk. So you can run away from interpretation, you can deny hadith by fabrication, saying, oh, this is the lie, but it's not. And what you can do about the Quran? Suleiman, he smiled, laughing at her speech. Since when the ants, they talk? They are deaf and they are dumb. They are deaf, they don't hear, and they don't talk. Ants or all the creatures, they communicate, yes, but not by, I mean, not by talking. They have two ways of communication: vibration and chemical. That's it. There's no talking. But Suleiman, he heard her speech. And here, by the way, I find the story not only stupid, but I mean, Suleiman, he heard only one ant. What about the rest of the ants? What they were saying? Only one ant, she said hi. And this is the only thing Allah, he was find it funny, so he decided to report for us. I mean, why Allah even is saying that to us? If the one is there is talking, I mean, imagine we have a king, he have an army, we have history now is made, and now Allah, he stopped. Look at this ant, what she said. When he was in the valley of the ants, buffering. Okay, I'm not sure why. Let us see why. Is it better now? No, maybe from my side. It's very cold. Is my voice coming? Is my voice coming? Hmm. No, I think because of the cold outside is very cold. All right. Let us hope it's going to come back. Do you hear me, guys? Hmm. Okay, let us see what we will do. Hold on.